Okay, please be seated. Good evening, graduates, faculty members, honored guests. Welcome. My name is John Cholikoff. I'm the Dean of the Jack Welch College of Business, and it's my pleasure, on behalf of the university, to welcome all of you and acknowledge the academic and civic colleagues, government representative, and honored guests. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the graduates and to thank their spouses and significant others who helped them through this rigorous program. You are graduating from a very special program, one where the faculty have been dedicated to your success, and the Luxembourg students continue to be the best students in the Jack Welch College of Business. Such a pleasure to have you. Now, we have been proud to have you as students, and we'll be doubly proud to have you as alumni. Now, on a personal note, I will be leaving Sacred Heart University in June after 7 years in the dean's position. I have seen tremendous growth in the number of students and the quality of the programs over that time. The Jack Welch College of Business in Luxembourg has a bright future. Now, I want to take this opportunity to thank those who are responsible, and it's all pretty much on the Luxembourg side. Chief among them is Mr. Norbert Becker, who's chairman of the Board of Regents here, a university trustee. Norbert and the Board of Regents' work on behalf of Luxembourg has been tireless and impactful. On the Fairfield side, Mr. James Morley, a trustee who comes to every graduation, and he's here today, and also now a citizen of Luxembourg, has worked both publicly and behind the scenes to fully support Luxembourg. Our friend, Father Jean Ehret, is always there for us, and of course there is Alfred Steiner. And I'll only say this publicly once. Alfred Steiner, whose skillful leadership and sheer brilliance has often put Luxembourg ahead of Fairfield in strategic initiatives. But a university walks on two legs. And to those who interface with the students every day that have been most impacted. Among those are Antoine Reck, our Administrative Director, Annemone Thomas, International MBA Manager, Alexander Lewis, Office Manager, Charlene Schuller, Marketing Manager, and Marcus Müller, our only first-time faculty member, who along with the dedicated faculty in Luxembourg have made the MBA here second to none. Together, you have made what is today a highly successful and shining example for the rest of the university. Thank you. The candidates for the degree have been assembled. The faculty members are in their places. Members of the Luxembourg Board of Regents and other officials of the university are present. The 27th graduation exercises of Sacred Heart University at Luxembourg are now officially in session. I am pleased to note that the university degrees and certificates being conferred are from the Jack Welch College of Business, named for the legendary CEO of General Electric, Jack Welch. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise and welcome David John Pike, who will sing the national anthem of the United States of America, accompanied by Christoph Jung on piano, and remain standing for the national anthem of Luxembourg, sung by Christine Leich.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Wat ooit zerstoorst Wesen seid, durch Viersen Sauerbrest, wat Riefland Museldufte split, den Himmel wein uns möcht. Da sonst Land für dat mir gäf, heinieden alles wohn, uns Themes Land, dat mir so dev an unseren Herzen drohn. Uns Themes Land, dat mir so dev an unseren Herzen drohn.
Thank you very much, Christine, David, and Christoph. David Pike is one of our accounting professors. You may wonder how he was chosen for the singing performance tonight. Well, we always choose at random. You see, all these professors are extremely talented, but I do think that we were a bit lucky to draw David. David is a great accounting teacher and an acclaimed baritone in North American concert halls and European operas. Needless to say, we are very, very proud of him. Tonight is the night of relief, of joy, and of great expectations. It is the end of a demanding, energy-absorbing journey, on average lasting 23 months, but with a significant variance. And it is the beginning of greatly enhanced career prospects. Just to solidify that statement, of the 41 students graduating last year, 12 did the MBA with internship, were coming from the rest of the world, and were looking for a job in Luxembourg. All of them found a job during or shortly after the MBA program, and 5 of them got a promotion within their first year. Of the other 29 students, those that had already a job here in Luxembourg, since last Christmas, 6 got a promotion on their job, 8 changed employer and got a promotion, 2 created their own company, 1 returned to the family business, and 1 continued his studies for a Ph.D. Can you get a better return on your investment of time and money? But remember, please, one important lesson that pervades our teaching. Career is important, but it's not everything. The goal is happiness, and to achieve that, you will need to reconcile personal and career objectives. And never forget that you were trained in your MBA studies to be a responsible and responsive member of society. This aspect moves up on a positive learning curve. Future managers, more than their predecessors, will have to assess the impact of their activities on society, on the environment, and on the disequilibrium of chances. When you think that for centuries, half of humankind was not used very creatively, and that still today only part, happily a rising one, of the female workforce potential is used, you may wonder, how many Michelangelos, Mozarts, Einsteins, or Jack Welches were not unearthed from the stove and reproduction? We will therefore launch courses this coming year to train graduates for societal objectives such as sustainability, social and environmental impact, gender resources, and you will hear more about it shortly. In order to cope with the needs of time, the faculty of our professors is expanding every year. Since the beginning of the academic year 2017-18, we were joined by Eero Sharma for leading with integrity, Jens Höllermann for private equity, Gaston Treifler and Raphael Frank both for digitalization, Pedro Farias for supply chain management, Claude Faber turnaround management, Radoslav for blockchain and cryptocurrencies, Zoltan Horvath for corporate finance, Francis Mercer operational excellence, and Jean-Marie Magnette for credit analysis. We're also very happy to welcome Professor Stefan Najun from the Chengdu University of Information Technology as a visiting professor, helping us to better satisfy the increasing demand for training abroad from Chinese citizens. These new teachers sustained our efforts to stay ahead of the race by launching new courses such as private equity, alternative investments, credit analysis, blockchain, digital transformation. When you realize that in the preceding year we have created social entrepreneurship, corporate sustainability, innovation management, international business strategy, branding, management of resilient portfolios, then you may appreciate our massive response to changing expectations of the skills required for new graduates. We were helped from many quarters. We thank in particular the Luxembourg Board of Regents under the chairmanship of Dr. Norbert Becker for guidance and support. The board and staff welcomes two new members, Karen Shinkian, CEO of the House of Startups, and Alan Kinch, the country managing partner of EY. It may appear obvious to outsiders that the whole organization of our university life in Luxembourg, the administration of studies, organization of courses, diplomas, inquiries, social media treatment, marketing acquisition, organized social events, that all that runs smoothly all year round. Antoine, Alexandra, Josh, Alimone, and Charlene merit our admiration for such a performance and our profound gratitude. Now, in honor of the achievements, of your achievements, we celebrate this evening. We hope that the next musical performance inspires confidence in each of our graduates as you take the next step in your professional career. And please welcome the Dodger in Simple Gifts by Aaron Copland, performed again by our accounting professor, accompanied by Christoph Young on the piano.
Well, I put my glasses on so I look like a real accountant, if you don't mind. I have a teaching coach, a singing coach who said, for God's sakes, don't sing with your glasses on. You look like an accountant singing at me, Well, hang on, that's what I am. So there you are. So I'm not going to speak long because we're trying to get through this. And similarly, we chose some music here which is brief but contentful. We started with an ostensibly American tune, didn't we? And in fact, the Star-Spangled Banner was written by an organist in a cathedral in England called Gloucester, where I had the great honor to sing Messiah 2 weeks ago, a guy called John Stafford Smith. And it's about a battle against Britain and against my homeland, which is Canada. So sometimes things are not quite as nationalist, as limited as they seem, just like you folks. They're cosmopolitan. So in that note, we had a transatlantic one way, and we're going to go transatlantic the other way with a few songs, 2 songs by Copeland, ostensibly American songs, but these were premiered in Aldborough in Suffolk by the great Benjamin Britten and his life partner, Peter Pears, in 1950. So another transatlantic thing. And I just want to say 2 things for you graduates. There's 2 messages here, allegories, if you will. The first one's called The Dodger, written for a presidential campaign in the late 19th century, where the opponent was, let's say, a dodger. All right? The second one, and so the analogy is obvious. In our business lives, we meet dodgers. And by the way, we're all sort of dodging a little bit, aren't we? And the second one, Simple Gifts, is really almost a second national anthem for the U.S. It's about coming down to earth and appreciating what we have. At the beginnings of your career, I hope you're full of it and go for it. But I hope you find simple gifts, simple pleasure, and find yourselves in the valley of love and delight. Maestro.
Candidate's a dodger, yes, a well-known dodger. Yes, the candidate's a dodger, yes, and I'm a dodger too. He'll meet you and treat you and ask you for your vote. But look out, boys, he's a dodger for a note. Yes, we're all dodging, 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 dodging. Yes, we're all dodging our way through the world. He's a dodger, yes, a well-known dodger. Yes, the preacher, he's a dodger, yes, and I'm a dodger too. He'll preach you a gospel and tell you of your crimes. But look out, boys, he's a dodger for a dime. Yes, we're all dodging, 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 dodging. Yes, we're all dodging our way through the world. Yes, the lover, he's a dodger. Yes, a well-known dodger. Yes, the lover, he's a dodger. Yes, and I'm a dodger too. He'll hug you and kiss you, and he'll call you his bride. But look out, girls, he's a-telling you a lie. Yes, we're all dodging, 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 dodging. Yes, we're all dodging our way through the world. Simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. simplicity is gained. To bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be a delight, till by turning we come round right. Tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight.
The value of an MBA is roughly 1/3 created by the interactions among students of diverse cultural and business backgrounds, and the other 2/3 by the wisdom, experience, and dedication of the faculty. Therefore, we thought it useful that in form of a commencement address, we will not select just one faculty member, but have the privilege of several testimonies in their mother tongue in form of a commencement medley. The first runner is Professor Markus Müller. He is a full-time professor at our school, teaching organizational psychology, negotiation, and directs the integrated core, the simulation cockpit for managers, and he teaches the capstone class where students finally land in the cockpit. Markus.
Good evening, Mr. Ambassador, members of the board, Dean, Academic Director, honored guests, liebe Studenten. Jedes Mal, wenn wir die Augen öffnen, hat sich die Welt verändert, sagt ein buddhistisches Sprichwort, das der Dalai Lama gerne und häufig in seinen Vorträgen zitiert. Was das Sprichwort im Grunde genommen meint, ist, dass unser Leben einem stetigen Wandel ausgesetzt ist, einem Wandel, dem wir uns nicht entziehen können. Zu keiner Zeit war diese Aussage zutreffender als heute, denn die Geschwindigkeit des Wandels nimmt immer mehr zu und man sieht eigentlich kein Ende der Beschleunigung in Sicht. Um das zu unterlegen, ein paar Fakten. Man zählt im Moment ca. 3 Milliarden Menschen zur globalen Erwerbsbevölkerung. Man geht davon aus, dass bis ins Jahr 2040 ungefähr 80% dieser 3 Milliarden in einer Berufskategorie und einem Berufsfeld arbeiten werden, das es heute noch nicht gibt. Eine weitere Statistik zeigt, dass über die nächsten 5 Jahre von den 4 Milliarden Internetnutzern, die wir im Moment haben, ungefähr 1 Milliarde auf Virtual Reality, Augmented Reality Plattformen migrieren werden, um Applikationen, Inhalte, Daten zuzugreifen. Und wenn wir über Daten sprechen, dann sind das unglaubliche Zahlen. Heutzutage entstehen jeden Tag, ich muss das ablesen, 2,5 Quintillion Bytes an neuen Daten. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie viele Nullen das sind. Die Anzahl an Daten verdoppelt sich im Moment alle 12 Monate. Und wenn man diesen Algorithmus zugrunde legt, kann man errechnen, dass über die letzten drei Jahre 90% aller heute existierenden Daten geschaffen wurden, entstanden sind in den letzten 3 Jahren. Was bedeuten diese Zahlen nun für die Zukunft der Arbeit? Wenn man Forschungsstudien und auch der Praxis glaubt, dann braucht man wahrscheinlich 3 Fähigkeitsprofile, um diese zukünftigen Herausforderungen bewältigen zu können. Und die hat McKinsey sehr schön in einer Studie in 3 Stufen eingeteilt. Die unterste Stufe Grundfähigkeiten, wie insbesondere die technischen Fähigkeiten. Auf der zweiten Stufe Innovationsmanagement und Kreativität. Und dann ganz oben in der Spitze das, was man heute noch als Soft Skills bezeichnet, was aber sehr hart werden könnte für viele, nämlich Führungskompetenz, insbesondere soziale und emotionale Fähigkeiten. Alles zusammen. Betrachtet man den Verlauf eures MBAs, liebe Studenten, so sieht man, wie wahr das buddhistische Sprichwort ist und wie sehr ihr euch verändert habt. Das kann ich besonders beurteilen, denn ich habe jetzt jeden von euch 12 Monate in eurem Journey begleitet. Und das MBA-Zertifikat, das ihr jetzt gleich verliehen bekommen werdet, dokumentiert diesen Wandel für jeden von euch. Also schaut es euch gut an, das ist der Wandel, durch den ihr in den letzten 12, 18, 24 Monaten durchgegangen seid. Als MBAs seid ihr jetzt in der Lage, die oben beschriebenen Entwicklungen zu meistern, Menschen zu führen, Innovationen voranzutreiben. Mit anderen Worten, ihr habt es in der Hand, euer Leben, das eurer Mitmenschen, eurer Mitarbeiter, der Organisationen, in denen ihr arbeitet, aber auch eurer Familien und der Gesellschaft positiv zu prägen und zu beeinflussen. Hier, heute und jetzt in diesen Tagen. Was allerdings die Zukunft betrifft, so muss ich leider oder darf ich General Lee zitieren, der mal als Kommandant der Konföderiertenarmee in den amerikanischen Bürgerkrieg gezogen ist, der sagte, die Bildung eines Menschen endet erst mit dem Tod. Und das zeigt, dass wenn wir heute von Lifelong Learning oder lebenslangem Lernen sprechen, dass das kein Schlagwort des 21. Jahrhunderts ist, sondern ein gesellschaftliches Prinzip. Also vielleicht treffen wir uns bald wieder in irgendeinem Klassenraum. Würde mich freuen. Liebe Studenten, ich bin wirklich stolz darauf, euch auf eurem Weg begleitet zu haben. Und ich würde mich sehr freuen, wieder von euch zu hören. Herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Next is Dr. Esther Celosse, who teaches professional planning, project management, team management, and managing change. She regrets not being able to be with us tonight, but her thoughts are with you, and she has this message for you.
Beste afstuderenden, alhoewel ik niet persoonlijk vanavond aanwezig kan zijn, wil ik toch graag via deze video mijn felicitaties en enkele gedachten met jullie delen. Sommigen van jullie kennen mij van de verschillende keuzevakken en Integrated Core, maar de meeste van jullie heb ik mogen leren kennen tijdens de Professional Planning opleiding. Laat me jullie mee terugnemen in de tijd, naar één van die avonden tijdens die opleiding. Het deel waar ik jullie uitleg hoe het beste jullie Personal en Professional Development Plan op te zetten. Misschien herinner je je nog dat ik jullie niet alleen vroeg om een aantal doelstellingen voor de komende paar jaar te bedenken, maar ook om daarbij jullie ogen te sluiten en geheel te visualiseren hoe het moment eruit zou kunnen zien wanneer je zo'n doel ook echt bereikt. Hoe zou zo'n moment voelen? Wat zou je zien en ruiken? Wie zouden erbij kunnen zijn? En ik vroeg jullie die beschrijving in detail ook in het plan te zetten. Eén doel dat jullie bijna allemaal hadden was uiteraard het slagen voor het MBA-programma en dan vooral het moment van de diploma-uitreiking. En voilà, vanavond gaat dit ook echt gebeuren. Laten we dit moment pakken en laten we de gelegenheid nemen om er echt naar te kijken en van te genieten. Ik wil jullie allereerst graag uitnodigen om naar het podium en om je heen te kijken. Zoek de faculteitsleden en de ondersteunende staf en kijk naar hen. Glimlach of zwaai naar hen en besef dat zij er al deze intensieve jaren zijn geweest voor jou, als professor of als ondersteuning. En dat zij al het beste voor jou wensen, voor jouw toekomst na dit MBA-programma. Geef een hand aan je afstuderende buurman of buurvrouw. Kijk hen aan en lach hen toe. Zij maken deel uit van jouw reis tot nu toe en blijven als alumni deel uitmaken van jouw leven. Besef hoe zij jou tot steun en hulp zijn geweest tijdens de studie en hoe ze jou het allerbeste toewensen voor jouw toekomst. En als derde, draai je om en vind in de zaal je familie, je vrienden en je geliefden. Zwaai en glimlach naar hen en besef dat zij jouw support zijn geweest vanaf het begin. Zonder hen had je hier vanavond zo niet kunnen staan. Klaar om de grote stap naar de toekomst te maken. En tot slot, terwijl je je weer terugdraait naar voren toe, wil ik je vragen de andere doelen te herinneren die in je plan staan. En ik wens van ganse harte dat jullie deze doelen met dezelfde energie en doeltreffendheid gaan benaderen, zoals jullie ook met deze doelstelling hebben gedaan. Wees gerust, jullie hebben nu de kennis, de ervaring en de gereedschappen om dat wat jullie belangrijk vinden te doen ook te laten gebeuren. En iedereen die hier vanavond is, mag je om ondersteuning vragen als dat nodig is. Het laatste wat ik nog wil zeggen is dat jullie vanavond heel trots mogen zijn op jullie zelf. Voor het behalen van zo'n mijlpaal in de beste versie van jezelf worden. En dat maakt mij ook heel trots op jullie. Gefeliciteerd en ik wens jullie al het geluk van de hele wereld toe.
For those of you who are not totally sure, this was in Dutch language. But to complete our proud heritage of our Benelux languages, the next one will not be in Dutch. Dr. Nicholas Naison is a professor of management at the University of Liège and has been teaching strategy for many years at our school.
Good evening. Please allow me to share a few words in my mother tongue too. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, chers étudiants, tout d'abord, laissez-moi vous dire que je suis très content. On ne m'a pas désigné pour chanter ce soir. Le premier cours que j'ai donné ici à la Sacred University à Luxembourg remonte à avril 2014. Il s'agissait d'un cours d'International Strategy. Il s'intitulait Strategic Alliance as Market Entry Mode. Et cette année-là, sur la petite quarantaine que comptait la promotion, on pouvait dénombrer plus d'une vingtaine de nationalités différentes. 5 ans plus tard, en exagérant à peine, on compte quasiment autant de nationalités que d'étudiants. Cette diversité s'est donc fortement accrue et elle est non seulement un signe positif par rapport à l'attrait de l'institution et à la renommée de par le monde, mais c'est aussi et surtout une superbe opportunité personnelle pour le développement et l'épanouissement de chacun de nos étudiants. Car au final, je vous le demande, quelle est la vraie finalité du MBA? Alors certes, on peut obtenir une promotion, gagner plus d'argent, mais c'est certainement et avant tout la capacité à se découvrir, à s'épanouir et à affronter ses propres limites en les repoussant. Et puis grandir au contact des autres. La diversité culturelle est une richesse pour tous. Collaborer sur un même projet avec des personnes venant d'horizons aussi différents n'est pas chose aisée. Et ce ne sont pas les étudiants ce soir qui vont me contredire. Il peut y avoir des tensions, parfois des coups de gueule, des larmes aussi. Mais au bout du chemin, lorsqu'on observe la manière avec laquelle nos étudiants défendent leurs projets de fin de parcours, Capstone, en face de comités de direction de sociétés extérieures, quand on voit leur détermination, leur motivation, leur assertivité, on ne peut que se dire que la mission est accomplie. Alors, notre propre contribution à cela, en tant que professeur, finalement, est bien peu de choses par rapport aux interactions qu'ils ont nouées, souvent en dehors des heures de cours. Car il faut d'abord apprendre à se connaître mutuellement avant d'apprendre à travailler ensemble. Je vous remercie.
Next comes Hedda Pahlson-Moller. She has been teaching entrepreneurship at our school for many years, recently in particular social entrepreneurship. And we're very glad she is going to deliver us a key pedagogical message.
Sound isn't great tonight. You guys hear everything? I've never read a speech before. Anybody who knows me knows I like to wing things, but as you have all the words written, well, you will have them. I'm going to read, so you know that I'm following my own lines here. I'm going to say, dearest, joyful, exhausted, and justifiably proud graduates, and also to the families and friends, and of course the fabulous SHU staff and faculty that have supported and encouraged you through the finish line. Congratulations. Preparing some thoughtful words for this special occasion, I admittedly had mixed reactions upon the realization that I taught my first class at Sacred Heart back in 2006. That's a dozen years to account for. Reminiscing, I've taught entrepreneurship, marketing, sales, and now social entrepreneurship and the impact economy. For those of you who don't know what that signifies, you'll have to come back to join the class as an alumni. Why? Because I'd argue that it's a natural culmination of everything you've learned. True value creation. Click. In my own journey through these years, I've learned as much as I've taught. And for those of you who have joined any of my classes or events, you will be acutely aware that I'm on a continuous discovery of the multiple dimensions of value. And many of you have helped me do so. Never underestimate the power of a question or a well-formulated challenge. Together, we've been hacking norms and standards, confronting biases and conditioning, unlearning, relearning, to come to the essence of the entrepreneurial mindset, addressing problems as opportunities and embracing failure as the operating cost of success. So I ask you this. What kind of problems will you strive to solve? With your MBA-honed powers of analysis and synthesis and strategic approach, what will be your footprint? Each of you has the means and influence to build a new and better future. Business and finance are as much part of the solutions as the problems of today's reality of climate change, environmental degradation, and social inequality. If anything, our privileged education makes us even more responsible to redirect our actions towards positive change. You are the leaders of tomorrow and today. I strongly and warmly encourage you to use your skills and knowledge to build a world that values planet and people as it does profit. They're intrinsically linked and absolutely inseparable. Leverage your leadership skills to build sustainable businesses and processes. Be the role models for the next generation of business leaders. And be prepared to stand up proudly one day to claim your contribution to the positive change we need to urgently implement to address the impact imperative. And I leave you with this quote. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough.
To conclude, Father Jean Ehret, the director of the Luxembourg School of Religion and Society and long-term spiritual advisor of the university, stamps your degree with his benediction.
Alfred actually asked me to speak in Latin. I prefer doing it in English and to be comprehensive. And so I've been asked to give also the blessing, as it is a custom here at Sacred Heart University. I'm very happy to do this. But to start with it, I would like to speak about taxes. No, not church taxes. But there is a story in the Gospel, actually, where a group of people asked Jesus if it is right to pay taxes to the Romans. And Jesus takes them further than their intention could do and raises the question to a different level. He requests his respondents to show him a coin. When they hand it to him, he asks them, "Whose head is this, and whose title?" And as they answer, "The emperor's," he replies, "Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's." Coins bear the emperor's image. Where can the image of God be found? The answer is written on the first page of the Bible. So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. It's of the book of Genesis. In other words, let us make money and pay taxes. But let us not forget that people are more than a performance or their failures. They are made in God's image and thus worthy of true love and respect for the divine mystery that each one, and it's independent of whether they believe or not or what religion they have, but each one carries a deep divine mystery in him or herself. And Jesus doesn't live in a non-political, non-economic world, but in this world, he takes the discussion onto a different level. If we get into his dynamics, we can make a difference of culture. We can create a culture of blessing. Each person can understand herself as a blessing given by God and a blessing for others. If you want to see what energy such a faith can give to you, look, for instance, at one of this year's Nobel Peace Prize winners. You know whom I'm speaking about? Dr. Denis Mukwege. He's actually a Pentecostal preacher, and he's a surgeon who takes care of the victims of sexual violence used as a war weapon. Read his Nobel Prize speech, his call to fight indifference and to change politics. There are many humanitarian causes. There is one question: which cause is yours? So, in order to be a blessing, let us pray for God's blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, give you peace, and make you bring peace to this world. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Ehret. As our graduates take the next steps into the future, we want to have a toast for their future. And please join me in welcoming again David, who is singing Votre Toast, which is from the opera Carmen, and again is accompanied by Christoph Young on the piano.
Holiday? Very good. I'm going for a couple of days to Seville next week. Really looking forward to it. So, to get you all set for your holidays, and for me, for mine, Votre Toast, which is in the land of sin, unfortunately, Father. cigarettes, women, booze, and bullfighting. Votre toast. En français en plus. Hein. Voilà, je vous en prie.
Thank you so much, David and Christoph. Now it's time to become serious. It's time for the conferral of degrees on our students. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a professional photographer taking pictures of each graduate. In the interest of decorum and as a courtesy to those around you, I would ask you to remain seated while the graduates are awarded their degree. The degrees will be awarded by the Dean of the Czech Welsh College of Business, Dr. John Chalikov.
Polite applause, thank you. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration please rise? On behalf of the faculty, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Business Administration and respectfully submit that such degree be conferred upon them. I'll take the other roll. By virtue of the power vested in me by the state of Connecticut and by the trustees of Sacred Heart University, on this, the 14th day of December, 2018, I confer the degree of Doctor of Business Administration on these candidates.
What he wanted to say was Master of Business Administration, but you see, he's such a nice guy. He immediately wants to give you another promotion. So, graduates, you may be seated now. I will read the names of those awarded the degree. When you come up, please pause for a moment with the Dean for the photographer. And please forgive me for mispronouncing your names because they're very, very versatile. Punit Rajendra Agrawal. Alberto Balassino. Ashish Benzal. Jehan Abdusalam Ben Youssef. Bastien Berg. Denise Buba. Ariana Prina. Ricardo Carmo. Vivek Dax. Mike Dedod. Mike Dedod, he's not here. Okay. Fabien Denet. Sahil Gul. Annika Krosse. Peter Hunch. Nicolas Janvier. Jimé Jolina. Benedict Keith. So-Ye Kim. Ivona Koshinska-Carthy. Mariska Milord. My Lord. Kiran Sasitaran Neliat Namblara. Maxime Ninan. Jacqueline Nuss. Justin Lindell-Peel. Justin Lindell-Peel. Dragos Alexandru Petre. Joseph Amit Ramesh. Fairuz Binti Samouri. Philipp Andreas Franz Schlöder. Ramesh Kumar Singh. Juliana Stan. Martina Veit. Congratulations to all of you. Will the candidates for the leadership certificate please rise? On behalf of the faculty, I present the candidate for the leadership certificate and respectfully recommend that such certificate be conferred upon her. Caroline Laloy. Before we begin the awards segment of our ceremony, I would like to take a moment and reflect on the immediate changes that will place in our new graduates' life. No more homework. No more group presentations, at least not with your fellow classmates. And finally, no more waking up early on Saturday mornings. With that in mind, and believe me, I don't like morning classes either, we bring back to stage David and Christoph, performing on How I Hate to Get Up in the Morning by Irving Berlin.
Chanced to meet a soldier friend of mine. He'd been in camp for several weeks and he was looking fine. His muscles had developed and his cheeks were rosy red. I asked him how he liked the life and this is what he said. Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, how I'd love to remain in bed. For the hardest blow of all is to hear the bugler's call. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up this morning. Someday I'm going to murder the bugler. Someday they're gonna find him dead. I'll amputate his reveille, and then I'll stamp upon it heavily and spend the rest of my day in bed. Then I'll find that other pup, the guy who gets the bugler up, and spend the rest of my life in bed. A bugler in the army is the luckiest of men. He wakes the boys at 5 and then goes back to bed again. He doesn't have to blow again until the afternoon. If everything goes well for me, I'll be a bugler soon. Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, how I'd like to remain in bed. The hardest blow of all is to hear the bugler call. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up this morning. Oh boy, the minute the battle is over, oh boy, the minute the foe is dead, I'll put my uniform away, and then I'll move to Philadelphia and spend the rest of my life in bed.
It's now the time to present the Sacred Heart University Luxembourg 2018 Capstone Thank You Awards. And it's my absolute pleasure that we have representatives of, I think I see all the representatives from the Capstone companies here. Thank you so much. As a conclusion, for those of you, as a conclusion of our MBA program, the last course that the MBAs take is not an academic exercise. It's actually what we call the Capstone Course. So in student teams of 4 to 5 students, they work as consultants for actual clients on real-life challenges and projects. And over the past years, our students have developed quite a few business plans for purposes such as industry developments, product innovations, new market entries, financing and fundraising initiatives and strategies. And clients have included Luxembourg-based companies such as NGOs, traditional Luxembourg companies, startups, as well as government institutions. So as said before, the Capstone Course is not an academic exercise. It should be practical. And it shows that almost all the business plans that have been developed by our students have been put to practice subsequently. And I think this shows and underlines SHU's successful integration of theory and practice in the program, which reflects what we call the Learn Today, Apply Tomorrow paradigm. We enable students to make a difference to their own lives through learning, their families and friends and colleagues, but also organizations and society. So it's also a way for us to give something back to society, for us as an institution to contribute to the Luxembourg community. The Capstone Course has become a key pillar for integrating Sacred Heart University's MBA program with industry and with companies and institutions here in Luxembourg. And we've immersed ourselves into the industrial space and collaborated with the Luxembourg community on a number of projects. Each year, SHU and its students are so given the chance to make a difference, thanks to our clients. Some of them long-standing. I think some of them have been clients of our Capstone project course for as long as I've been here, for 5 or 6 years. So thank you so much for that. And tonight we would like to honor this year's Capstone Course client organizations for their commitment to Sacred Heart and its students with a thank you award for making a difference to SHU and our students. Could I please ask the following company representatives to come forward? Marcello Bergamo from Ampasset. Next one is Bert Berman from governance.com. Juliana Stan from Healthy or Cheat Day. Paul Marceau from Lux Expo. He's not here. Johnny Brabels from Lux Innovation. Philippe Junot, Lux Innovation, Wood Cluster. Diego De Biasio from Technoport. Last but not least, Liz Kramer-Rouse from Up Foundation.
I'm now pleased to announce 3 academic awards, and Dean Chalikoff will present those awards. The Dean's Leadership Award is presented to 2 graduates this year. First, to Annika Grosser. Congratulations. The other to So-Ye Kim. The Silver Medal of Excellence is presented to She Mei Julina. Congratulations. The Gold Medal of Excellence goes to the best graduates of the year, and this is Ricardo Carmo. Don't run away, Ricardo. You will have to deliver the valedictory address.
Thank you. Dear Dean, Director, board members, family, friends of the graduates, and above all, dear graduates. It is an honor to stand here today on your behalf, and I thank you for this opportunity. I would also like to thank all the faculty members who have worked with us during these years. It was a great privilege to learn from such competent and inspiring personalities, and I hope we stay in touch. Today marks an important day in our lives, yet it is the beginning of a new journey. To get to this point was an important milestone and achievement in itself, to which I praise you. The personal skills and competencies that got us here, like dedication, commitment, perseverance, eagerness to learn, will be more important throughout our lives. Over the last 2 years here at Sacred Heart University, we have learned a lot, and all of this knowledge will no doubt be valuable as we go forward in life. But for me, the most important thing that I have learned is how to respect each other's differences and how much we need each other to succeed. I was astonished with the diversity of students at Sacred Heart. If I remember well, we had around 20 different students from different countries with completely different backgrounds. Teamwork was an interesting and sometimes hard experience that all of us went through. Understanding each team member's strengths and weaknesses, as well as their cultural and academic background, was for me an unforgettable experience, which would have been hard to get somewhere else. It was a pleasure to work with all of you. For me personally, to be standing here tonight, it has a very special meaning. Immediately after high school, I wanted to obtain a degree, and it was important to be abroad. I think everyone wants to leave home and to not stay with the parents. So at that time, I was into robotic and mechanical engineering, so I thought, why not study that in Germany? After 2 years and some internships, I noticed that I took the wrong path. Working as an engineer was not something for me that I would like to do for the rest of my life. But quitting would be a huge setback and disappointment to myself, to my parents, who were supporting and encouraging me, as well as to my wife. It was a hard and risky decision, which would have had a huge impact in my life. Fast forward to today, I quit and changed my path. I have now completed a bank apprenticeship program, a bachelor and a master degree, and during all that, I was working full-time. After some setbacks in life, I made it. I achieved my goal. Was it easy? No. Was it worth it? I believe so. We will see. Hence, my message to you, dear graduates, is not just a farewell message, but a message of encouragement to achieve your own goals and dreams. The world we inherit is surrounded with great challenges. Change is upon us, if we want it or not. Yet we have the greatest opportunity to be the architects and creators of the new world. We belong to a small group who have been taught and equipped to take such a challenging role. We cannot be content to be an expert in one single domain. We need constantly to work on deciphering what happens in our surroundings and what it means. And we must act on it wherever we stand. There's a final point I would like to make. To live fulfilling lives in this new emerging world and becoming an architect of the future, you need to know yourself and to never forget your partners, friends, and family. A healthy work-life balance is important. There's one thing I want you to take away from this speech. Change starts with yourself. I'm standing here in front of you today because I changed. This great journey was made possible thanks to the impressive work that the faculty is doing on a daily basis. In the name of all graduates, I thank you for your efforts. Thank you. Thank you also to all the spouses, family members, and friends who have been so supportive, understanding, and patient throughout this busy period. Special thanks to my wife for the unconditional love and support she has given me. Dear graduates, I wish you the best for your lives. Embrace the challenges and get ahead of the change. Find your purpose and take your share in shaping and making the world a better place for everyone. You can do it, and my best wishes are with you. Congratulations to all Sacred Heart graduates of 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Graduates, please rise and face the guests.
Graduates, as a sign of the completion of our graduations, please move your tassel from the right to the left.
Graduates, please be seated. It's best to turn around again. As we are approaching the holy season, David is going to sing for us that I think is White Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, aren't they fabulous? They polish up so beautifully, don't they? It's wonderful to see you guys. I'm so proud. And it's been an honor to teach you what little I know about accounting. Yeah, we're going to change gears, folks, and I'm going to use a microphone, and it works. That's great. Thank you very much. Merci bien. On va changer de vitesse complètement. On va faire une chanson qui est bien connue, White Christmas, de Monsieur Irving Berlin. Et pourquoi White Christmas? Why White Christmas? Because it's a great song. But did you know there are fabulous connections between Irving Berlin and this dear Grand Duchy of ours? First of all, in case you haven't been there, the Consulate General of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg in New York is in Irving Berlin's house. Go there when you're in Manhattan next time. It's fabulous. Secondly, Mr. Berlin, who is prolific in his compositions, wrote a musical called Call Me Madam, which is fabulous, and Ethel Merman, if you know the name, made it very famous. And it was loosely based on a rather flamboyant female ambassador to Luxembourg after the war. And it's got great tunes. If you ever have a chance to listen to it, go see it. I had the honor of singing extracts of that at the Luxembourg Embassy in Washington a couple of years ago. Lots of fun. So Irving Berlin, initially a Jewish refugee from Russia, think about it, came to America and became one of America's most celebrated songwriters. And he wrote this piece about Christmas called White Christmas, which had to do with the war, as the first song did, but this was the Second World War, 1942. So think about it in that context. White Christmas. The sun is shining, the grass is green, the orange and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, LA. But it's December the 24th, and I'm longing to be up north. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
white Christmas. With every Christmas card I write, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
One more Christmas tune or not, and then it's party time. Yeah, would that be good? A bit more Schmaltz? You got to get into the season, right? Warum nicht? Also sollen wir ein bisschen Kastanien machen. Wäre das schön. I'll tell you, what's interesting to bring this thing all together. We started with the Star-Spangled Banner, and I said it was an English tune written by an organist in Gloucester, right? And about a battle against Canada. But that arrangement was written by a guy called Igor Stravinsky, another Russian Jewish refugee who came to America after fleeing Europe in 1939. He was last in France, and then took off to America. And 2 years later, in 1941, he wrote that arrangement of the Star-Spangled Banner. And in 1944, he was performing it in Boston as sort of a 4-concert program. And he did it the first night, and the police approached him after the first night and said, if you do that again, we're going to come and arrest you. So times have changed, haven't they? We're going to continue on with another secular Jewish Christmas song by Mel Tormey, the great songster, written in July in very hot weather in California. And they were trying to evoke the idea of Christmas. So imagine chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Santa Claus. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny little tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you.
Congratulations, people. You're fabulous.
Thank you, Christoph and David. You both are wonderful. And I think you've conveyed to the audience what a typical Jack Welch College of Business class is in terms of professionality, amusement, pleasure. Thank you very, very much. And my gratitude to all our special guests, in particular His Excellency, the Ambassador of the United States of America, who has honored us tonight. And the members of the university's Board of Regents, in particular its chairman, Dr. Norbert Becker, who is always with us when we need him, who always makes us benefit from his rich experience, and who is very generous with his time, helping us, guiding us, counseling us. Thank you very much indeed. This concludes the 27th graduation ceremony of the Jack Welch College of Business in Luxembourg. Will everyone please rise for the recessional, and please remain in your places until the academic procession has left the auditorium. Dean Chalikov will lead our graduates in the recession.